All right, first and foremost, we give all praise, honor, and glory unto the Most High God, Yahweh. In the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. I want to go into something else I've been meaning to go into for a couple weeks, and that is everybody wants to be an Israelite, and nobody wants to keep the law, right? A couple weeks ago, we went into the spiritual Israelite thing, how to prove a spiritual Israelite. That's something that's big in the church. Another thing that's big in the, they say they're a spiritual Israelite, they'll also tell you, wait, all right, conveniently, you're a citizen of Israel spiritually, but you don't have to keep any of the laws that come with being a citizen of Israel, right? That doesn't make any sense. There's not a country that you can go to that is that unjust, but God's country is that unjust. This is literally what the Christian church is leading you to believe, and are leading silly people to believe that they can be an Israelite simply by some lie of a spiritual grafting in. But in being like, what? So what's the point of being an Israelite if you don't have to be an Israelite? Why do you want to be an Israelite if you don't have to be? Because what makes an Israelite is our laws and our customs. That's our heritage. The most, as a matter of fact, give me that. I believe it's Deuteronomy 4:44. That's what I need principally.
I got one just because I was here.
Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 11 verse 8. Therefore shall you keep all the commandments which I command you this day, that ye may be strong, and go in and possess the land, whither you go to possess it, and that ye may prolong your days.
You see that? The prolonging of your days and your strength come from keeping these laws.
That's right.
But you allowed your damn pastor to tell you that the law was done away with, and you're a spiritual Israelite. If you want to be a spiritual Israelite, how can you not keep the laws? Matter of fact, get Romans 7:14. Does somebody give me that Deuteronomy 4:44? Go ahead.
For the Deuteronomy chapter 4 verse 44. And this is the law which Moses set before the children of Israel.
Right, this is a law that was set before the children of Israel. Read on.
These are the testimonies and the statutes and the judgment.
Read on.
Which Moses spake unto the children of Israel after they came forth out of Egypt.
You see that? Give me 32. That's what I need. I need 32 and 4 in the book of Deuteronomy. Who's got Romans 7:14?
John.
Go ahead.
Romans chapter 7 verse 14.
For
we know that the law is spiritual.
Wait, the law is what?
Spiritual.
The law is spiritual. So you're a spiritual Israelite. If you're spiritual, you're a spiritual Israelite. Why aren't you keeping the law? Because the law is spiritual. You're a damn idiot, man. And all you want to do is sit on your ass and keep being wicked as hell and say you're a spiritual Israelite and say you ain't got to keep the laws. You just get into the kingdom by just thinking you're doing the right thing. You're doing the right thing. Doing the right thing based upon what a man told you. And you can't even do the right thing based upon that man. Our people are like this. Our people that fall for that, man. Esau be falling for it. Esau want to call himself a spiritual Israelite, the damn Jehovah's Witnesses, etc., etc. For it all the damn time. All right? If you're a spiritual Israelite, then your spirit would bear the fruit, and the fruit is the keeping of the law. All right? Which we can prove all right now. Who got that? Was it on that? Yeah. What's Deuteronomy 32:4 say?
He's the rock. His work is perfect.
That's not what I need. Hold on one second. I'll find what I need right now. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. I need 1 second. Oh, right there. 33 and 4. Deuteronomy 33 and 4. This is what I need. So like.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 33, verse 4.
Read.
Moses commanded us a law.
Moses commanded us a law. Read on.
Even the inheritance of the congregation of Jacob.
That's the inheritance. So if you spiritually are of the congregation of Jacob, then the law is your inheritance. You inherit the law. As soon as you call yourself an Israelite, the law is what you have inherited. So how can you be a spiritual Israelite but not keep the law? All right. That's why I say everybody want to be an Israelite, but no one want to keep the law. It's the same as everybody want to be a nigga, but don't nobody want to be a nigga.
Right.
Everybody want to rap, dress like you, live your lifestyle, but they don't want any of the consequences that come with living your lifestyle. Profiling, getting over, not getting jobs, being suspected of doing something shady every time you step into a damn place.
Right.
They don't want any of that, but they want all the what they look at as the glory of being a so-called black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. That's the same way they want to be an Israelite. They want to be God's chosen people. They want to get saved when salvation comes. Is have to do what we had to do to earn that, man, which is keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. That's what they don't want to do. And it's absolutely positively disgusting, right? So give me Ephesians 2:19, unless y'all got precept. And 19.
Who got it?
Like just like a little kid, man. Just want all the rewards and don't want to earn it, but are a spiritual Israelite. Give me a break, man. Go ahead.
Book of Ephesians, chapter 2, verse 19. Now, therefore, ye are no more strangers.
You are no more what?
Strangers.
This is where they go to. They'll say, I'm no more a stranger. Read.
And foreigners. But fellow citizens with the saints.
Fellow citizens with the saints, which are the Israelites. Say that means they are spiritual Israelites. They are fellow citizens, right? Well, let's take a look at what the etymology of a citizen is. Citizen, the inhabitant of a city. From the old French, city dweller or town dweller, citizen, all right? It further goes into the inhabitant of a country, right? The inhabitant of a country, right? So now let's go word citizenship. We understand what being a citizen is. Let's see what having citizenship is, because this is what it's saying. You have citizenship in Israel. You no more a Gentile, which we know is talking about, of course, our people who have been alienated by making themselves citizens of foreign lands and heathen people and following their ways, coming back to who they are and getting their citizenship again in Israel. Let's see what citizenship is. It says status, rights, privileges, and responsibilities of a citizen. If you are a citizen of the United States of America, what are some of your responsibilities, Bayan? You got to put on your seatbelt, right? You can't run red lights, right? You got to pay your taxes, don't you? You got to get an ID, right? What name some Moroccan soldier? What are some of the responsibilities of being an American citizen? You got to follow. You got to follow laws or go to jail, right? So I want to, officer. You must put your kids in school. So wait a minute. You mean to tell me, if I'm a citizen of any country in the world, I got to follow laws? But God, being of all time, when you become a citizen of His country, the greatest nation ever, you can be lawless. Let's just start being real here. All right? You got to really analyze what the hell people are telling you when they tell you the laws are done away with. They're telling you that God is approving lawlessness, which we'll talk about briefly. That was it on that?
I got to test and scrutinize and examine.
Yeah, you got to scrutinize that statement. Go ahead.
The last part in Ephesians, it says, in Ephesians 2:19, it says, and of the household of the Most High. Now, what if you're in your household? Don't your parents or whatever? So
God, you could just whoop your ass, right? For what? What's something your daddy would whoop your ass for? Who got something? Zanak, I know you know. What's something your daddy whoop your ass for, soldier? Lying, right? You can lie to God, and He ain't gonna whoop your ass. This is what the Christian church is telling you, all right? But your daddy got enough sense to whoop your ass for lying, but God doesn't. Let's start being real here, man. You see what I'm saying? This is what the church, and this is exactly how you got to clown and play the church when they come to you with. You got to clown these damn people, like the prophet Elijah mocked the prophets of Baal. Remember that? He mocked them all day. He said, maybe Baal, he's asleep. Maybe he's gone on a long journey. Maybe he's with somebody. You see what I'm saying? All that right there, you got to mock, because that's who these Christian pastors are. They are the modern day prophets of Baal. That Caesar Borgia they have in that cross, that's modern day Baal that they are leading our people to worship. Because our people love to hear that laws are done away with. Right? Our people hate rules. All right? Bianrico. They want to be the wild man. But and the craziest thing is, as wild as Ishmael is, Ishmael, through getting Islam from the Roman Catholic Church under the control of the black men that were in control of there, loved the order and structure that was given to their society by us, by taking a version of our laws and applying it to themselves, and they'll kill you over it. You see what I'm saying? They will, of a surety, the laws, the bastardized form of all laws that they have. And you want to be more wild than that damn wild man, Bianrico again.
The Israelites love to get a law and receive a law, and us Christians hate to want to get correction.
Hate, and
even like living like wild men.
And it's so illogical. I remember when I was in middle school, 7th grade, I was learning about the Middle East, learning about Islam, learning about the history of the Arabs. Then my brother turned around, my brother learned the same thing. And I never said, I wasn't saying this to my family or nothing, but I was saying, damn, these guys, they actually have something here. This, of course, long before I knew about the truth. I said, these Muslims, they really have something here. Their religion actually makes sense. What we're doing in the Catholic Church don't even make any sense. Their religion actually makes sense. Then my little brother said the same thing. He said, told my mom, you got to be serious here. You see what I'm saying? You don't follow what you're supposed to follow in Catholicism half as much as a Muslim is to Islam. You see what I'm saying? But our people want to go into that Christian church that's a joke, that you can literally just do what you want because the law is done away with, so you can be lawless, Sergeant.
Yeah, now it makes sense too that Esau will use that tactic and promote lawlessness, right? And say the law is done away with, because we know how Esau gets down. So-called white man, he does what? When you got lawlessness, you get what? Chaos. Chaos. And he does what? He creates what?
Out of chaos. Well, give me Jeremiah 32 and 32 to 33.
32 and 33?
32 and 32 to 33.
All right, Jeremiah chapter 32, verse 32. Because of all the evil of the children of Israel and of the children of Judah, which they have done to provoke me to anger. Read on. They, their kings, their princes, their priests.
So these are the Israelites, who they say they spiritually are, right? Read on.
And their prophets and the men of Judah.
You're spiritually a part of this. Go ahead.
And the inhabitants of Jerusalem. And they have turned unto me the back and not the face, though I taught them, rising up early and teaching them.
He taught them, rising up early and teaching them. Read on.
Yet they have not hearkened to receive instruction.
So wait a minute. You with the Israelites, who these people are alleging they're spiritually a part of, is that God rose up early and taught them something. His instruction. What was his instruction? Well, let's find out. Deuteronomy 17 and 11.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17, verse 11.
Read.
According to the sentence of the law.
Of the what?
Of the law.
Of the what?
Of the law.
Read on.
Which they shall teach thee.
Wait. Read it again.
According to the sentence of the law, which they shall teach thee.
So God is mad at the Israelites because they refused his instruction and he taught them. According to Deuteronomy 17:11, when he taught them was the law. So you mean to tell me you could become a spiritual Israelite and continue in the error and the sin of the ancient Israelites? Who the whole problem God had with them is that they didn't keep the law. So now you get to get grafted in for some odd reason. Say you can be grafted in and become a spiritual Israelite.
Because Israel was, that's one reason they say Israel's cast away, so now they have that.
Why is Israel cast away?
Because
they say Israel was stiff-necked. Israel didn't listen. So Israel gets cast away. But now everybody can be stiff-necked and not listen and live lawlessly, but get grafted in. the picture that they have painted of God is this is why the vehemence that we should be combating the Christian church with is we should be combating the church at what they call a fever pitch. All right, because what they are taking our book, our forefathers' book back. They're taking our forefathers' book, and they are taking the God that's in this book, which is our God Yahweh, and painting him into being the most weird, out of balance, schizophrenic, double-minded. I'm talking about they're painting our God to be a joke, right? Straight up and down, a damn joke. And that's and it's our people that are falling into that pit at rapid rates. Rapid rates. You think the conscious community is a bigger deal than the Christian church? People are not leaving the Christian church in droves to put on Unks. All right? Them Unk wearing niggas is few and far between. And there's a lot of them that still wear Unks that still be at church.
Right.
All right? Stuff is not real. That's a flash in the damn pan. All right? The Christian church, outside of the white man, which the Christian church is run by the white man, is our top and primary enemy on earth. Because as soon as you go and start telling our people anything about the Bible, the first thing they'll tell you is that they're spiritual Israelites and that the law was done away with. And this is how you destroy that in the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. That was it on 11? Read it again from the top.
God, Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17, verse 11. According to the sentence of the law.
According to the sentence of the law. This is a commandment now. Read.
Teach thee. And according to the judgment which they shall tell thee, thou shalt do.
Thou shalt do. This is what shall be taught. The laws, the statutes, the commandments. Read.
Thou shalt not decline from the sentence which they shall show thee to the right hand nor to the left.
You see that? Now get Deuteronomy 33 and 10.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 33, verse 10. They shall teach Jacob thy judgment.
Thy what?
Judgment.
So that's what the Most High, the judgments which are found in the law.
That's right.
Read.
And Israel, thy law.
Thy what?
Thy law.
You see that? Thy law. That's it on that. Go ahead.
They shall put incense before thee and the whole burnt sacrifice upon thine altar.
That's right. Let's go to Romans 6 and 2 now.
Romans chapter 6, verse 2. God forbid, how shall we that are dead to sin live any longer therein?
How can we live if we're dead to it? Which is what these people in the church who claim that they're spiritual Israelites and the law is done away with will tell you they are dead to sin. 1 John 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What it's basically saying is, how do I come to church every Sunday and go up to the altar and leave it and have to be delivered more? Every Sunday I got to be delivered more from the same thing over and over and over and over and over, because they're living in sin. And to the Christian church, it's okay to live in sin. The scriptures say if you're in the Most High, you know, Gabar brought it out, but he misinterpreted it. It said, he that is of the Most High does not sin. Let me get that. They're not going to be living the lifestyle of sin, period. What's that? I think it's 1 John.
What did you say? Yeah, he is of the Most High.
He does not commit sin.
No, I said put it in the
book of 1 John, chapter 3, verse 8.
I'll read it. I'll read it.
Right.
Huh?
Right.
You got it? All right.
Yeah. 1 John chapter 3, verse 9. Whosoever is born of God doeth not commit sin. For his seed remaineth in him, and he cannot sin, because he is born of the Most High.
Keep going.
I don't know, keep going. Verse 10. In this, the tradition of God are manifest, and the children of the devil. It says, and whosoever doeth not righteousness is not of God, neither hath he the love that is, neither he that loveth not his brother.
Right. So that's the children. The whole Christian church, Christianity, those are the children of the devil. 2/3, because they're committing sin. They're living a lifestyle of sin. They go into the altar every day. If you're in the Most High, you're gonna repent. You're gonna not sin no more. You're gonna keep the law, statutes, and commandment, and be righteous. Not have to be delivered more every damn Sunday.
Get the fourth verse out.
After you get from the club and you've been breaking all the laws.
2 and 4.
You know, you got these black women that's in porn, in the porn industry. They go to church on Sunday. Stripping. They're at church on Sunday. All right? Faithfully. Don't believe me? Check out their social media. You ain't got to look at them naked, all right? They social media. Go to Twitter, go to Instagram. Look at these hoes on Twitter and Instagram on a Sunday morning. Thank God, God is good. Just came from church. Oh, who they love? They love TD Jakes. They love Creflo Dollar. Those are the top pastors of prostitutes in our nation. But go ahead.
Come on, 1 John 2 and 4.
3 and 4, Salaki. Yeah, I need 3 and 4.
Well, let me get this. Great.
He that
saith, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments, is a liar.
So that's it. They're lying. They say they're spiritual Israelites. You tell them they keep the law. They say the law is done away with. Show them how they're a liar. Read.
And the truth is not in him.
New Testament love. You're lying. That's how I know you're not a spiritual Israelite. That's how I know in a fellow citizenship with the saints. You ain't keeping the laws. All right. And number one, it's only for the actual Israelites. Go ahead.
Come on, let me keep going. It says, but whoso keepeth his word, in him verily is the love of God perfected.
Wow.
Meaning by keeping this law, you're not perfect, but complete. Right? It says, hereby know we that we are in him. The truth in the church ain't got it. He that saith he abideth in him ought himself also to walk even as he walked. Brethren, I write
as he walked. So now wait a minute. Nobody will dispute whether or not who the world called Christ Yahawashi kept all the laws. They'll tell you he did not sin. Okay, then so you will walk as he did. Right? Karam.
And it's as simple as, was Christ walking around with the New Testament?
That's another point.
It's as simple as that.
So what did he have? What was he teaching? Right. That's the question. When this New Testament was being written, what was he having?
How was he walking?
How was he walking? According to the Old. So I got to walk according to how he did. I mean, I got to go off of the Old, and that include the Apocrypha. Go ahead.
Right. And if they play a game like, well, you know, that's not talking about the old commandments, the 10 commandments, the 613 commandments, John clarifies that. He said, brethren, I write no new commandment unto you. Old commandment.
No, not a new commandment. What's old? The Old Testament, right? So the old commandment got to be from the Old Testament. John 2. This is John 2.
1 John.
So like it.
Just read the whole second chapter of 1 John.
It's powerful.
It says, I'm gonna finish it up. It says, but an old commandment which he had from the beginning.
From the beginning, now go ahead.
The old commandment is the word which ye have heard from the beginning.
Oh, so you got to keep what you heard from the beginning, which is the law.
Starting at Mount Sinai.
Period. Right? So go to 3 and 4.
1 John 3 and 4.
Right, go ahead.
Whoso committed sin transgresseth also the law.
So how can we live in sin? We can't. We're supposed to be dead to sin, meaning we have to keep the law. All right? And this is all New Testament now. These churches don't stand a chance against the men of the Most High. Who actually, some of us actually, I don't know who, but some of us actually wrote this Bible. Either were the prophets that were set up that actually prophesied some of these prophecies, or were scribes to the prophets, scribes that came on later that made sure to scribe the new additions to make sure they stayed fresh so our people had them.
Through the Spirit.
Through the Spirit, man. You see what I'm saying? So how the hell you going to tell me about the Bible, nigga, when we wrote the Bible? But a white man is going to come and tell you about your book that your forefathers wrote. For you, not for him. Not only was it written for us or by us, it was written for us. You ain't got no business picking this book up. And that's why the plagues of this book are going to be added to you. Right? By our recall.
So right before everybody, I said, you know what? I am gonna say it's for everybody. It's for everybody's judgment. It tells everybody what it's for. So if you want to know what's going to happen to you, look at the Bible. Good point.
Open it up. Okay, you ain't gonna get it. You ain't gonna get the mysteries of this thing, but you'll find out your judgment. I'll tell you, your nation. What's your father? Oh, you an Edomite. So just go on ahead and crack open the book of Obadiah. That'll tell you everything you need to know. All right. Right there. That's the book that's for you. Obadiah. All right? Go ahead.
It says, whosoever committed sin transgresseth also the law, for sin is the transgression of the law.
So you got to be dead to transgressing the law, meaning you have to keep the law. That's it on that?
Yeah, it says, and ye know that he was manifest to take away our sins, and in him is no sin. Whosoever abideth in him sinneth not.
You see that? So in him is no sin, meaning that's the scripture to prove he never sinned, he kept the law.
Right.
So if we abide in him, right. So the law can't be done away with. Saying that the law is done away with is that saying Christ is done away with. Ooh. Put it to the next Christian like that. Right. Oh, no law, well then there's no Christ. Christ, if ain't no law, why do I need it if the law is done away with? That means I don't have to be saved from any. Why do I need to be saved from my sins if the law is done away with? I don't need to be saved from my sins. You're telling me that he made it so I can't sin anymore because there's no law to break, so I can just be whatever the hell I want to, and I'm saved anyway. We got to just analyze that argument. It's got so many holes. It's Swiss cheese, and it falls apart. Sometimes you got to keep like this, brother. The brothers milk do a body good. Sometimes we just got to stick to the milk, because Sergeant was telling me he was dealing with this Jehovah's Witness, right? Witness, of course, was purporting that he was a spiritual Israelite, right? But then the argument came up about the 144,000. So Shamar was saying, well, what tribe you a spiritual Israelite, what tribe you're from, right? He was like, I don't have to be from a tribe, I'm an Israelite. But I told him, I said, this is what you should have said. Once he said he doesn't have to be from a tribe, he's a spiritual Israelite, but the 144,000 come up and say, well, wait a minute, it's 12,000 of each tribe. So you have to be a tribe if you are a spiritual Israelite, because it's saying the tribes are going to be saved, not just the spiritual Israelites. There is no such thing as just an Israelite. That goes out for these guys that's against the 12 tribes chart. How you against the 12 tribes talking about we can't know who is who, but you can't be an Israelite, at least you come from a tribe of Israel. That tribalism is one of the key points of Israelite culture. If you read the damn, have you read the Bible? It's tribal.
Yeah.
Who is your father?
What spiritual tribe are you?
Yeah, I need to know. As soon as they tell you you're a spiritual Israelite, well, what's your spiritual tribe? How do we know what spiritual tribe you're from? What traits of this tribe does your spirit bear witness to?
And who's your spiritual father?
And who's your spiritual father? Is it Judah? Is it Reuben? Is it Simeon? I want to know. Are you a spiritual Benjamite? That's crazy, man. The argument is so crazy. But a lot of times when we get a hold of a Christian, we're trying to just rip them in half. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes we just got to slow down. Let them talk, stop them. Oh, you're a spiritual Israelite. Cool. Let's talk about that. But you don't keep the law, but you're an Israelite. How is that possible? You're a spiritual Israelite, but what tribe are you from? How can you be an Israelite without descending from a tribe? With no such thing as, oh, I'm just an Israelite. What? None of that. When Paul came on the scene, Israelite of the tribe of Benjamin, right? When Yahushua came on the scene, Israelite of the tribe of Judah, of the house of David. It's important what tribe you come from in our culture. That's very important. Number one, how is the kingdom going to be set up?
12 gates.
12 gates for who?
12 tribes.
12 gates for 12 tribes. So if you're going to be in the kingdom like you say you are, and you're a spiritual Israelite, what gate are you going to go in? Because you got to be from a tribe.
Yeah, you're not going to just be looking around different gates like, oh, I think that's my gate.
Yeah, I think Zebulon's a good gate.
That's like the penitentiary. Like when you go to the pen and you over there, you're black, you're over there in the Hispanic card, like
I'm over here.
You're gonna be looking all out of place. Same thing with the others. So with the kingdom is going to be, like the scriptures say, Ephesians 2, it's going to be tight fit stones. Everybody's going to know what it's supposed to be. Everybody's going to know their role and assignments in the kingdom. And if you're a heathen, then your role is going to be to carry these brick and mortars, make your back readily available for whips, make your neck readily available for chains. All right, make your back readily available for Israelites' boots.
That's right.
All right.
No, that's damn right. Okay, and your kids back too. All right.
That's right.
And we're gonna get a nice collar for your kids as well.
A leash.
All right, a nice leash and collar. Yeah, yeah, that's right. They need exercise, don't they? And sunlight. Get them some damn sunlight. But yeah, let's go to Galatians 2:17-18.
Galatians chapter 2, verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
But if, while we seek to be justified by Christ.
If we seek to be justified by Christ now, isn't this what a Christian is? He's justified by Christ and a spiritual grafted in Israelite. All right, go ahead.
Also are found sinners.
Wait, so we've already established what sin is. It's transgression of the law. So you cannot be justified by Christ and simultaneously be found a sinner. Therefore, you have to keep the law. Read.
If so, is therefore Christ the minister of sin?
You're saying when they tell you that the law is done away with, they have called Christ, Yahushua, the minister of sin. Is what they've done. Read.
God forbid.
Yeah, but God has forbade that Yahushua be a minister of sin. So you tell him that God forbids that the law is done away with. Read.
For if I build again the things which I destroyed.
You're supposed to destroy sin. You're supposed to destroy all the violations and transgressions of the law that you have committed in your life. Destroy them and cease and discontinue from doing them. Right? They're telling you, don't cease from sinning. Don't discontinue from sin. Continue in sin. But when you go home at night, just say, Jesus, 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 Jesus. Bad and gross lie that they're telling you for your destruction. They want to see you dead. They want to see you judged. Right? Read.
I make myself a transgressor.
Which we have already established what transgression is in 1 John 3 and 4. Right? That's it on that?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to Romans 7:7.
Romans 7:7. What shall we say then? Is the law sin? God forbid.
The law is, God forbid that the law is sin. It's the opposite of sin. Read.
Nay, I had not known sin but by the law.
Again, Paul, I have not known sin but by the law. So if they say the law is done away with, they can't call anybody a sinner because the only standard for sin is the law. Right? So now watch this. This is a word, we're going to get into the etymology of a word that's anarchistic. We've all heard of anarchy, right? Anarchist. Well, it's the word anarchistic, and it means chaotic and lawless. And this is what people think the Most High God chosen nation to be an anarchy, right? To have no law. And that's insane. Let's go to 1 Timothy 1:9. Give him this New Testament love now. 1 Timothy 1:9.
1 Timothy chapter 1, verse 9. It says, knowing this, that the law is not made for a righteous man.
It's not made for a righteous man.
For the lawless and
for the what?
The lawless and disobedient.
So the law is there for you if you're lawless. To say the law is done away with is saying that you're lawless. So actually, you just are proving that you need the law. Nobody needs the law more than the Christian church. Everybody in this damn room who is in the Christian church, who never changed their life, who continue to be evil, who continue to sell drugs, who continue to be adulterers, who continue to be whoremongers, who continue to do all those things until we heard the law. Nothing would have changed you if nobody told you you had to change. Nobody ever told you you have to change. Not for real. What they tell you, you know you're living wrong. How? What am I doing that's wrong? You see what I'm saying? You couldn't tell me selling drugs was wrong. Why? Because that's that idiot's choice if he wants to get high. You see, that's how I looked at it. If you're dumb enough to buy the stuff and use the stuff, that's on you, buddy. Paid from it. You see what I'm saying? You're a grown-ass person. That's your decision. It took the law for me to understand you ain't supposed to do that. That's wrong. It took the law for all of us to understand what we did and how we lived was wrong. The church never made us to understand that. The church just says things are wrong based upon its feeling, right? Karam.
Like, they basically say, like, being righteous is, they give this real general bland answer.
Being good.
And it's just simple as Deuteronomy 6:25.
That's our righteousness. What else are we going to do here? How else are we going to know what's good and bad? How am I going to know? Because we just make it up as we go along in this world. You commit adultery with your homie's girl and say, well, I mean, I don't feel like I did anything wrong. She was, she chose up on me. What am I supposed to do? You see what I'm saying? That's how you're looking at it. You would justify in your mind every damn evil that you do. You see what I'm saying? Homosexuals do it every day. And that's some of the worst of the sinners. So everything from that on down is going to justify the wrong that they do. And we all have been there. And we all have done some sin and justified it in our mind in ignorance. You see what I'm saying? Because we didn't understand we can't do this. Nobody ever broke it down to us. You can't do it. So if you want to see change in Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian communities, you have to give them something real. As much and as dedicated as we were in our ignorance to going to church, and some of us weren't even dedicated to going to church, but we all believed in God. Oh, we just believed in God, and we believed in Jesus. And when niggas pulled guns on us, we prayed to them, right? Not any other time, but when the guns came out, now you're saying your prayers. Never understood anything about the Most High. You see what I'm saying? Now we do, because somebody has been able to sit there and teach us the laws. And now we understand, okay, this is God. This is what he wants us to do. This is who he wants me to be. If I'm not this person, then I'm going to be destroyed. We never had a standard any other time. So when somebody tells you the law is done away with, they are doing you a gross disservice. And they are proving that they hate your guts and they want you dead. All right? Period. Go ahead. There's more on that?
No.
So, like, where was I at? Oh, I have 1 Timothy 1:9. That was it on that, Captain.
No.
Finish it.
It says, but for the lawless and disobedient, for the ungodly, and for sinners, for unholy and profane,
you see that?
For murderers of fathers and murderers of mothers.
That's all I need on that. Boom. That's who it's for, and that's who we are. So that's what we need. As soon as they tell you don't need the law, they hate your guts. All right? Give me 2 Thessalonians 2:12.
You got that where there's no law, there's no sin?
Romans 5:13.
You got that other one?
What did you call 2 Thessalonians?
2:12.
Yeah, I'm gonna read this.
Go ahead.
Romans 5:13. For until the law, sin was in the world, but sin is not imputed when there is no law.
So you can't call somebody a sinner if there's no law. So for the law being done away with, the word sin should be totally to disappear from your vocabulary. You shouldn't use it, because there is no standard for you to say someone's sinning or someone isn't. It's impossible, right? People don't understand what sin is. All right, that's it on that?
Yeah.
Okay, you got 2 Thessalonians? Go ahead.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 12.
Uh-huh.
That they all might be damned who believe not the truth.
Who believe not the what? Believe not the what?
Truth.
Give me 119 Psalm. It say, read it again from the top.
That they all might be damned.
Might be what?
Damned.
Damned. They all might be damned, which means what?
Condemned.
Condemned. That they all might be condemned who don't believe what?
Who believe not the truth.
Give me 142 in here. Hold that.
Psalms 119. 42.
Uh-huh.
Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness.
Read.
And thy law is the truth.
Thy law is the truth. So read that again in 2 Thessalonians.
It says that they all might be damned who believe not the truth.
Who believe not the law. The law is the truth. The law is truth. So if they don't believe the law, according to the New Testament, the letter that Paul wrote to the church in Thessalonica, who they love, he say, damn them if they don't believe that, meaning condemn them. And that's what we do. We condemn them. And that's what we're doing right now. We're condemning them for teaching you the damnable or condemnable heresy that the law is done away with. But they want to call themselves the spiritual Israelites. But will follow every law in America. Will put on a damn seatbelt every time they get in the car. Will not go over 45. But will tell God none of his laws matter. Why? Because they want to have adultery. They want to be homosexuals. Right? Go ahead. And they want to rob you. Finish that.
It says, but had pleasure in unrighteousness.
In unrighteousness. Like the brother quoted in Deuteronomy 6:25, the laws are righteousness, right? So they have pleasure in unrighteousness, meaning they have pleasure in lawlessness. They have pleasure in the law being done away with. That's why they tell you that. But they've lied to you when they tell you that. Just like they lied to you when it says it don't matter if you're the flesh and blood of Israel or not. Another lie, right? That we've been debunking through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Give me Malachi 4. And we're going to go through that whole chapter and we're going to close on that. I'll close the lesson on that.
Let me read this.
Go ahead, whatever you got.
About a spiritual Israelite. Romans 3:1. What advantage then have the Jew? Or what profit is there of the circumcision?
That's a great question. What's the profit?
Much every way.
In every way, what happened?
Chiefly.
Mainly, that means, go ahead.
Because that unto them were committed the oracles of God.
The oracles of God were committed to the Jews. So this is the advantage that they have. What are the oracles of God? The laws. That's the advantage there. All right. But you're a spiritual Israelite, but you disregard the oracles. That don't begin to make sense.
Verse 9.
Go ahead.
What then? Are we better than they? No, in no wise. For we have before proved, both Jews and Gentiles, that they are all under sin.
Where there's no law, there can be no sin. Right? So those Gentiles would have to be Israelites because that's who the law was given to, so they can't be. You see that? The church hates Paul. They don't understand how much they hate. They hate Paul. Paul is they worse enemy. All right, whether they know it or not. All right. But yeah, go ahead, Malachi 4, read the whole chapter.
Malachi chapter 4, verse 1.
For
behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble.
That's right, shall be stubble. That's this destruction that's getting ready to come to America, Babylon. Read on.
And the day that cometh shall burn them up, said the Lord of hosts.
Read on.
That it shall leave them neither root nor branch. But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings.
That's right, the light of the Most High. Right. The righteous light of the Most High shall come upon you. Read on. And enlighten you. Read on.
And ye shall go forth and grow up as calves. As
meaning you will go forth, meaning be delivered out of Babylon and grow up in your land of Israel. Read on.
Grow up as calves of the stall, and ye shall tread down the wicked, for they shall be as ashes under the soles of your feet.
Conquer the world. Read on. The Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, the elect thereof. Read on.
And the day that I shall do this, saith the Lord of hosts. Verse 4. Remember ye the law of Moses, my servant.
Remember what?
The law of Moses.
This is last days. In the last days, remember the law of Moses. So how is it done away with again? Go ahead.
Which I commanded unto him in Horeb for all Israel.
For what?
All Israel.
So the law was commanded for all Israel. So how are you a spiritual Israelite not following and keeping the law? That's out again. Go ahead.
With the statutes and judgments. Behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet.
I will send you who?
Elijah the prophet.
Go ahead.
Before the coming of the great and dreadful day.
John the Baptist. That means it was that Elijah or John the Baptist was coming again. The great and dreadful day of Yahweh was not during the time of Yahweh Shai's crucifixion. And now, I mean, he said he was going to send him again. All right, which he did. Go ahead.
It says, and he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children.
Which is what? Coming back to who you are, your national identity, and the customs of your national identity, which is the laws that the Most High gave to us for an inheritance. That's Deuteronomy 33:4. Go ahead.
And the heart of the children to their fathers, lest I come and smite the earth.
Right there. All right. So that's it on that. That's how you cut that the law is done away with madness, man. Right?
I'm gonna read it anyway.
He said the law is done away with.
But now we are delivered from the law, that being dead wherein we were held, that we should serve in newness of spirit and not in the oldness of the letter. Meaning that you're not going to just go and commit adultery and be able to just take some turtle doves to the priest and get away with it.
Yeah, it's just harder. It's actually harder now. That what they're saying is the law is harder. Get Romans 3:31 and watch this. I'll show y'all. I think I've done this before.
Romans chapter 3, verse 31. The law through faith, God forbid.
God forbid. Read.
Yea, we established the law.
We established the law. I want to show y'all this in the Haitian Creole version real quick of what this says, because it's great on that verse.
It is a schoolmaster. He just said, "I had not known the law. I had not."
We're about to say, how is the law a schoolmaster also? Through the sacrificial aspect, sacrifice, its importance, its significance. The schoolmaster was going and taking them lambs and rams and them goats. You can't take them rams and them lambs and them goats anymore because they didn't make nobody perfect. It didn't make anybody perfect when you know you can sin all you want and bring this lamb or ram or goat up into the altar and sacrifice it. You ain't got that option no more. There was one sacrifice, and that's Yahushua. So now when you sin, you ain't nothing you can do, right? By our recall. You see that? Do whatever you want. You see what I'm saying? They really just want you. They really just want you to continue in sin.
No, it's all good, brother. I didn't think you was coming as no scoffer, but that's the edification on that. The schoolmaster is just dealing with. We're not under the schoolmaster, meaning we're not able to just go take sacrifices and sin willfully. Also, Hebrews tells you that as well.
Yeah, Hebrews breaks it down beautifully. Real quick, I want to read this Romans 3:31 in the Haitian Creole version. It says, "Good. As we speak through faith, make the law void. On the contrary, we establish the law harder." And that to me is the best version of it, because really when you get down, when Yahushua told you now, it ain't just about you sleeping in a bed with a woman. You think about doing it with that woman that belongs to that man. You committed adultery. The law just got harder. You can't just put a woman away for the hardness of your heart. She's got to actually commit fornication against you now. He's making the law harder. Everything got harder, man. Right? Who got something? Go ahead.
I just had something real simple. John 8:11. She said, "No man, Lord." And Yahushua said unto her, "Neither do I condemn thee. Go and sin no more." It's like, why didn't he just tell her, like, you know what? Hey, they're tripping, man. The law no more. Just going about the business. And he could have gave her the idea that what she did was okay. That's what the Christian church does. He told her go and sin no more, to turn away from that wickedness that she committed.
Yeah, because what is sin?
Transgression of the law.
But with that, we gotta wrap early tonight. So with that, we give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, and say shalom.